What's going on, guys? Play Gaming here, back with another Epic 7 video, and today we're talking about the top 5 ways to get Powder of Knowledge in Epic 7. So let's start off with the Powder of Knowledge shop. So you'll find that in the shop area, and we're going to talk about what Powder of Knowledge is. So for those of you that are brand new to Epic 7, welcome. And Powder of Knowledge here is extremely important for artifacts. So you're actually able to use Powder of Knowledge to purchase specific artifacts. So why would I want to buy artifacts in Epic 7? So for the most part, artifacts are going to give you some type of boost. Right now in the Powder of Knowledge shop, we got Alexa's Basket. Alexa's Basket is one of the most OP artifacts in the game for thieves. And if you've ever gone up against an RB, you know that he likes to proc this greater attack buff, which pretty much destroys your team if you're going up against any kind of decently geared RB. And so buying an artifact like this with Powder of Knowledge is going to really give you that boost that you might need. And so the ability to actually have Powder of Knowledge, or enough Powder of Knowledge to guarantee yourself at least one copy of one of these artifacts, is extremely useful. And so the reason that this is important is because when there are limited banners with limited units and limited artifacts, sometimes you're going to go and you're going to summon and you're not going to get the artifact. So you need to guarantee yourself at least one copy of that artifact, especially because it's limited. So we're getting a collab coming soon, and you're going to want to at least have one copy of those limited artifacts, because hey, guess what? They are limited, and you're only going to be able to get those artifacts when that banner is up. Once it's gone, that's it. You'll never be able to get that artifact, that limited artifact, ever again. So you want to guarantee yourself at least one copy. Having Powder of Knowledge is going to help you do that. So let's jump in to the number 5 way. I guess the way that I organize this list is the hardest to the easiest. So we're going to start with number 5, which is Dagger Sicar. All right, here we go. We got Dagger Sicar challenges in the reputation. The main one I want you to take a look at is your expedition section. And the reason we put this at number 5 is because, in my opinion, one of the most difficult to actually get. All of these challenges actually give you rewards. So as you can see here, you can actually get 200 powder, up to a total of, I believe it's 800 powder, by completing these challenges. And the reason why, in my opinion, it's going to be the hardest on this list is because it's going to be geared towards the mid-late game players. And if you don't have the gear or the right heroes to complete these, it's definitely going to make things a lot more challenging. If you want more information on Dagger Sicar challenges, I did complete, I believe, 3 of the 4. So I'll try to link all of the videos that I have. I completed them. I created guides for them. So feel free to go take a look at them. But you're potentially getting 800 powder that you can use towards artifacts from these challenges. Okay, here we go. Abyss is going to be number 4 on the highest difficulty of getting powder. So your Powder of Knowledge, we're taking a look at stage 89 here. And once you complete this floor, you actually unlock 150 powder. The next stage, I believe, that you can get another 150 powder is stage or floor 95. An example, so here's floor 89, and you get 150 powder. Just image here, this is floor 95, I believe. And then here's another 150 powder. So that's 300 powder that could go towards buying one of those limited artifacts, or an artifact that you might not have. All right, so we're taking a look at the world boss, and you're going to find that in your guild area. So we're taking a look at the current rewards of world boss, and the reason that I put this as my number 3 as easiest, third easiest, I guess you could say, is just because it's RNG, and all you have to do is throw in some units and hope for the best, pretty much. And so the great thing about the world boss is that in the rewards, you can actually get 10 Powder of Knowledge, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if over time you keep hitting that 10 roll on the powder of knowledge, so you keep getting that 10 powder of knowledge, it can definitely add up. So you get that 150 from the abyss, and then you get a couple of 10 powder drops from the world boss. You're just a few away from grabbing yourself up a 5-star artifact. So every bit of powder definitely helps, and I'll show you. I got a 10 drop fairly recently, so I'll put it up on the screen. So there you go. So I got a couple of charms and a catalyst and stuff, but the main thing there is the 10 powder of knowledge. And so the great thing about world bosses, it's always going to be 10 powder. So it's something that you can count on eventually getting, but make sure you look out for that. And so that's why it's important that you do your world boss. And this is, again, you just throw in units, your best geared units, and hope for the best. All right, here we are. We're at Wyvern 13, and the reason why this got a second easiest on my list is just because part of the reward drops is not only bookmarks, sky stones, mystic metals, energy, but also powder of knowledge. So that's why I rated this as number 2, because you're probably going to be doing hunts anyways, and so making sure that you're doing your hunts will eventually net you powder. So I'll show you an example here of what I got recently. So this is a few hunts that I did, a few wyvern runs that I did, and as you can see, it totaled up to 3 powder, but I didn't run this only 3 times. So this I actually ran, I think it was 14 runs. So in 14 runs, I got 3 powder of knowledge. It doesn't sound like a lot, but you also have to remember I got 500k gold, 2 bookmarks, 5 sky stones, and I got some gear. That's going to be it for number 2. Let's take a look at number 1. And this is, I mean, I guess you could say it's the easiest thing to do to get powder, but there's a disclaimer. Okay, so let's take a look at that. All right, here we go. Number 1 easiest way to get powder, and that's simply selling artifacts that you don't use or you have extra copies of. The main ones that I would highly recommend selling is going to be 3-star artifacts. So 3-star artifacts here net you 1 powder. So if I were to sell these 3-star artifacts that I have here, I would get 1 powder for each. I have a 4-star here that I'll use as an example. If I were to sell this infinity basket, I would get 8 powder of knowledge. And then I have a 5-star artifact here, which is Sigurd's Scythe, which if I were to sell would net me 30 powder. So this is a 5-star artifact. I highly recommend that you never sell 5-star artifacts until you know for sure that you're not going to need it, or if you're in a really, really high pinch and you really need that extra powder. But I would say once you have fully limit broken copies of each artifact, if you have at least 1, then everything else you can sell. So the number 1 artifact that I recommend that you do not sell and you keep every single copy of is going to be Daydream Joker. So eventually you will pull this. This is going to be amazing for PvE, especially your hunts. For me, mainly Wyvern 13. So I highly recommend, if you do get this, you're a new player, keep a copy of this. I'll limit break this because it's going to be really, really useful in the future. Every other 3-star artifact, I think you can get away with selling if you really need the powder. The other notable copy that I would say that you can keep would be potentially Prophetic Candlestick. So if you have at least 1 of these fully limit broken, everything else after that you can sell. I would say that, and then everything else, I think it's fair game. I think those are the top 2 3-star artifacts that you should definitely keep. Everything else you'll get later because you get artifacts from summoning. Okay, bonus time. We do have 3 more ways that you can get powder of knowledge, and these are going to be in that dolphin whale spending money territory. So if you're not really into spending money or spending your resources to get powder of knowledge, then these might not be for you. That's why these are bonus, right? So I would say number 1 is going to be, of course, just going in and straight up buying powder of knowledge. So yes, you can definitely buy powder of knowledge. Is it worth it? I don't think so, but hey, if you're spending money in the game, then you know, you might as well pick up something like, I don't know, like let's say this artifact pack, right? Let's say you were going to spend 50 bucks on this artifact pack. Not only do you get powder, you get artifact summon tickets, a 5-star artifact, sky stones, 300k gold, and greater charm. So I mean, you're not just straight up buying powder of knowledge, but you're also buying and getting a bunch of other stuff. And eventually, like let's say you don't use these artifacts, you can always sell them for powder of knowledge. So you could potentially get let's say you get just nothing but 4 stars here, so that's 8 powder each here. So that's definitely something to kind of keep in mind. And I would say number 2 is going to be your covenant summon. So let's say you go ham, you buy all these packs, you have all these bookmarks, right? How do you get more powder of knowledge? Well, that's pretty simple. Just go in and summon. So again, I would not recommend this for free to play units, free to play players, because it is going to drain your resources fast. But if you just go in and hit the summon button, yes, eventually you're going to get artifacts, and you can get those artifacts and sell those artifacts just to re-up, just to improve your stash of powder of knowledge. But again, I don't recommend that, especially if you're free to play. But hey, if you're welling out and you have the money, that's another potential way for you to get powder of knowledge. But all right, final super secret bonus way of buying powder of knowledge. So again, this is in that spending resources, spending cash territory, and that's going to be from Huche's scam shop. So yes, he does sell powder of knowledge. As you can see here, you can buy 2 powder of knowledge for 160 sky stones. Please do not do this. Even if you're spending money in the game, please do not buy 2 powder of knowledge from him. It's not worth the 160 sky stones. I would say take those 160 sky stones and refresh the shop for covenant bookmarks and then summon. That's going to be way better than buying powder of knowledge straight up for him. But you can definitely do that. It's going to cost you 160 sky stones, but I definitely don't recommend it. That's going to be it for this top 5 ways to get powder of knowledge. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What is your current powder of knowledge stash at? I'm really surprised that I was able to get it to 946 right now. Selling those artifacts really helped a lot, but I'm definitely saving up for the new collab that's coming, so I'll be able to at least guarantee myself 1 to 2 limited artifacts. And then if I ever need anything else from the regular 5-star artifacts that we got down here, I can definitely pick those up. But yeah, like I said, you know, let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. You know, what do you think about selling 3-star artifacts or 4-star or 5-star artifacts? Are there any that you would say, hey, you know what, you should definitely sell this, or you should definitely not sell this? Let me know again in the comments section below. Like always, if you happen to enjoy the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.